हेलो गाइस, कैसे आप सभी लोग। वेलकम बैक टू अनदर वीडियो। तो गाइस, जैसा कि आप सभी लोगों को याद होगा कि लास्ट वाली वीडियो में हमने बिगनिंग ऑफ द फ्रीडम स्ट्रगल के बारे में जाना था और आज वाली वीडियो में हम इंडिया विंस फ्रीडम के बारे में जानेंगे। तो चलिए शुरू करते हैं। इंडिया विंस फ्रीडम। India wins freedom. Gandhiji was born on 2nd October 1869 at Pobandar, Gujarat. He studied law in England. After getting his degree, he went to South Africa on a legal assignment in 1893. In South Africa, he was disturbed by the racial discrimination between the Indians and the whites. The blacks were also treated with contempt. Once Gandhiji was thrown out of a train. This made him more determined to fight for the cause of justice. In South Africa, Gandhiji gathered Indians together and made them realize that discrimination on the basis of skin color was injustice. He believed that the truth would prevail and violence would not provide no answer. Thus, his method was called Satyagraha. In 1915, Gandhi returned from South Africa to India. There, he had fought for the rights of the Indians living in South Africa through non-violent ways. He had gone to Africa as an advocate and returned to India as a famous leader who fought for justice. He jumped into the national movement and channeled as his efforts towards the goal of freedom. People of low castes and the untouchables were treated very badly in those times. Gandhiji gave the name Harijan to untouchables. He asked the people not to follow the caste system. Rowlatt Act 1919. After World War I, the government made several laws and acts to curb the freedom of Indian people. One such act was the Rowlatt Act of 1990. According to this, anybody could be arrested without a trial. Gandhiji asked the Viceroy not to enact the Rowlatt Act. Demonstrations and meetings were held all over the nation. This posed a great problem to the government. Nearly the whole country joined the Satyagraha movement. Jallianwala Bagh tragedy. A large meeting of about 10,000 people was being held at Jallianwala Bagh and Amritsar on 13th April 1919. The people had gathered there to protest against the arrest of local leaders. General Dyer, a British officer, asked his troops to open fire on this peaceful gathering without warning. More than 1,000 people were killed and many wounded. This barbarous act shocked the leaders of the national movement. Gandhi wanted to give a firm reply to the British non-cooperation movement 1921 to 1992. He started the non-cooperation movement. According to this movement, people were asked not to cooperate with the British government. People renounced titles given by British government. Students left British run schools and colleges. British articles were burnt. People started weaving khadi to make clothes. Some protesters, however, got violent. In Chauri Chaura, Uttar Pradesh, they set fire to a police station in which British officers and Indian sappers were burnt alive. This greatly saddened Gandhiji. He was determined to follow the path of non-violence and satyagraha firmly. Therefore, Gandhi withdrew the non-cooperation movement. During the non-cooperation movement, many young leaders joined Gandhiji. Among them were Jawaharlal Nehru, Sarojini Naidu, Subhash Chandra Bose, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, and Maulana Abul Kalam Azad. The Simon Commission. While Gandhiji was imprisoned, the unrest causing among the people made the British uneasy. In 1928, Sir John Simon was called to India to investigate what was wrong so that new changes can be implemented. As there is no Indian included in this commission, the Indians were angry. They greeted the commission with black flags and shouted, "Simon, go back." Lala Lajpat Rai was badly injured in lathi charge because of which he died a few days later. Demand for Purn Swaraj. The Congress session was held at Lahore in 1929 under the leadership of Jawaharlal Nehru, President of Congress at that time. They declared Purna Swaraj, which means complete independence. This call made Nehru a prominent leader of the national movement. Dandi March. In 1930, Gandhiji started the civil disobedience movement. Under this movement, people boycotted foreign goods, did not pay taxes, and held demonstrations against the government all over the country. The government had earlier passed salt law which did not allow people to make salt from seawater. The poor people were forced to buy salt and pay salt tax. Gandhiji decided to break this law himself. He marched on foot from Sabarmati Ashram in Ahmedabad to Dandi on the seashore. At Dandi, Gandhiji picks up a handful of salt and broke the salt law. This journey of Gandhiji was called Dandi March. The British government tried their best to crush the movement. Many people were arrested, some were killed, but more and more joined the movement from all over the country. In the northwest frontier province, it was led by Abul Ghaffar Khan, who was popularly called Frontier Gandhi. In south, under Sri Rajagopalachari, people joined the movement. The freedom movement spread even to the princely states. Quit India movement. In September 1939, the World War II broke out. The British dragged India into the war without consulting the Congress. In protest, the Congress government in the provinces resigned. Congress leaders declared that India would not be a part of war as long as they were not granted freedom. Congress launched a Quit India movement in 1942 under the leadership of Gandhiji. Gandhiji gave the slogan of "Do or Die," that is, either to throw out the British or die in the attempt. The British arrested Gandhiji and many other leaders. But the Quit India movement spread all over the world. People destroyed the symbol of British Raj. Subhash Chandra Bose formation of Indian National Army. Many revolutionaries take part in the struggle. Subhash Chandra Bose formed the Indian National Army or Azad Hind Fauj outside India with the help of Japan. The aim was to free India from British rule. He gave the slogan Jai Hind and Dilli Chalo. The INA was trained in Germany and Singapore. The World War II came to an end in 1945. By now, the British had realized that they could not rule the country. Even while withdrawing, they played their hands at the old policy of divide and rule. They agreed to free India, but the country was divided by them into two nations, India and Pakistan. On August 15, 1947, India became independent of British rule. Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru became the first Prime Minister of India and Dr. Rajendra Prasad became the first President of an independent nation. थैंक यू। आज की इस वाली वीडियो में इतना ही। मिलते हैं अगली वीडियो में। गुड बाय।